never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love.
Blueclouds TV, your number one source for soccer news. Stay up to date with matches, transfers, Chelsea news, and the latest football topics. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back again to another edition of Live Sports, brought to you by Blueclouds. So Media Football Minutes is the name of the show today. As usual, we are streaming live onto platform X and YouTube. And we want to take you guys, your comments, your questions, everything right there in the comment section below. We dive into today's show. We'll be looking at Enzo Maresca's press conference as the Conference League, Jenny against Gent tomorrow. But we're going to go through the predicted lineup and all those nitty-gritty. We want to know if you're really ready for another clash at Stamford Bridge under the light of Enzo Maresca, the man himself. We've got a huge match coming up tomorrow. Enzo Maresca has promising changes, some big names potentially starting, and a chance for Chelsea to make a statement. Stick around, guys. I do not go anywhere. We're looking into the predicted lineup, dive into Enzo Maresca's press conference, the questions that were being asked, and we will take into live chat and look into the epic night tomorrow. And want to know who you really want to see tomorrow perform much better. And also look into Cesare Casadei, the Italian international, what Enzo Maresca think of him. And also we'll be looking into, like I said, pre-match analysis and fun Q&A. So keep dropping your questions and your likes in the comment section below as we get the show going. I have Stephen G with me also here. So yeah, we got a lot of things to go through in today's today's topics. And content. And also, yeah, very, very beautiful day, October 2nd. Tomorrow, one more day. Tomorrow is a special day, and I'll tell you why tomorrow is a special day. We'll look into it. So stick with us. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a few seconds. Welcome back to the show again. Everybody. Welcome back to the show. My name is Nate Zion with my co-host with me, Stephen G. We will take you guys through the next few hours. I say hour and a half or maybe 2 hours of live streaming, looking at the preview of tomorrow's game between Genk and Chelsea. That will take place at Stamford Bridge. So wherever you are tuning in today, we want to know where exactly you're watching the stream from, and your comments are very, very important, and questions are very, very important. We also want to have your predicted lineup and also your predicted scoreline in the comment section below. That's why we're here. We want to make this stream very, very interesting and interactive, or engaging to you all. So we're gonna start with Enzo Maresca press conference. Before we're gonna move it step by step. We start from Enzo Maresca's press conference, then we move to man like Chesaday, Cassidy is the name. We'll talk a bit about Cassidy, then we go into the predicted lineup. We have our own tactical table. We'll put up. Stephen G will walk us through that. Then from tactical lineup, we're going to take your predicted score line. Then we'll be looking forward to wrap up, plus any other news in the English Premier League. We'll look at some of the Champions League games that took place yesterday, and some games also will be played today. We'll look at how difficult it is. Aston Villa are back on the European stage again, on the highest level of the competition. They'll be taking on almighty Bayern Munich at I think England. So we'll see the return of Harry Kane in England again. So yeah, lots of news, lots of stuff to talk about on today's stream. So be part of it. Do not go anywhere. Let me invite my brother Stephen G in the building. Stephen, welcome back again, and let me know how you're doing, brother.
I'm doing all right, bro. I can't complain.
What was that again, Stephen?
I said I'm doing all right. I can't complain.
All right, before we start everything, Stephen, take us through for just 60 seconds. Our weather is shaping itself. It's shaping. I hope you got me right this time. Shaping itself to get into that cold. It's fall.
Oh, bro, it's raining again, as it has been for most of the days of the last week.
Rain in the UK?
Yeah. Has been like most days, like really heavy rain and stuff for the last like week.
But looking at the temperature wise, is it kind of cold or is it in between?
Yeah, it'd be cold, bro. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's not high. Let's put it that way.
Okay. All right. So down here, it is chilly. It is chilly down here in Michigan. It's been very chilly. Wake up in the morning and, I got problem with my nerves. So sometimes I can't feel my food very well, whether it's cold or warm. I have a problem with that. But anyway, we're gonna get into it, guys. We're gonna get into the show. We start with Enzo Maresca, Stephen G. Enzo Maresca, the man himself, discussed some few things. We're gonna start from how he's keeping the whole entire team happy. What did he say? Let's look into that.
Before that, the first thing he said was that everyone, unless they're not in the Conference League squad, is available. No
besides Reece James,
injuries. Right? Yeah. Besides Reece James, everyone else is available that's in the Conference League squad list. So don't need to worry about that. They're keeping everyone happy. He said that they tried to share the minutes with all of the players. In this moment, it looks like they're playing players in the Premier League and in the Cup, but it's not like that. In the moment, it is, but in general, it won't be. They tried to give them the opportunity against Barrow. They all did as he put it, a very good game. And hopefully tomorrow we can do the same. Following from that, he went on to get asked about Philip Jorgensen. And he said that he has to do well because we need him doing well, not because he needs to put pressure on Sanchez. And then he said that Sanchez's mistake, the mistake started with Gusto. We conceded a chance. And then from Sanchez, we conceded a goal. These kind of things happen. I could go for a couple more if you want, because there's a few short ones.
Yeah, we did talk about Dewsbury Hall and how he sees him.
Yeah, that was literally the next one.
Hall. Okay.
Dewsbury Hall, he said, for Kiernan and all the players that were out of the squad, there was not a physical problem, just a decision. It is the bad part of my part. It's not the one I prefer. Basically, it's a bad part.
Question
in
I'm going
terms
to ask
of
before we
some
move on
players
to
have
the
miss out
other comments on the other players. Did you
No,
think
I
there
was just saying
what
what he's basically saying on that is that obviously as a manager you've got decisions to make, and it's part of his job that he doesn't like that some players have to miss out, because obviously as a manager you want to have as many players available as possible, but obviously you're limited to having, what was it? It's 9 subs now, so you're limited to 20 players in the match day squad, basically.
Right.
It's kind of what he's getting at. Like, some players have to miss out. That's just the nature of his job. He has to pick who misses out.
And he also had another tweet, was he comment on Mahalo Modric, the lack of starting. He hasn't got much game time. What's the lack? What is it lacking? That was a question that was being asked to Enzo Maresca. What was
he
his
said
comment?
He said, I think Misha played from the start against Wolves in the Premier League. We gave him some games. They all want to play from the start, but sometimes it's not possible. Against Barrow, Misha did very well. I think when he was inside, he was okay. Hopefully he can do a good game tomorrow. That implies that Mudrik's got to start tomorrow. We can say exactly the same for Nkunku. The club signed him as a big player, and at the moment, he's not playing in the Premier League. But things change quickly in football. Right now, the situation is this, but it doesn't mean it'll be the same for all of the season. The only other thing I'm going to quickly say before we move further up, because of otherwise I'll lose it, is that he was asked on Chilwell not being in the squad, as in the Conference League squad, does he have any regrets? And he said that he doesn't think so. And then further clarified it with no.
But if you and I watched that video when it was being asked, does he really regret of not putting Ben Chilwell in this Europa League squad? In my opinion, I think a couple of weeks ago we went through the same scenario with the press conference where a question was being asked, and he said it was a mistake from his side trying to offload, Ben Chilwell out to the football club. So why does he not regret of not having Ben Chilwell in the Conference League squad? Why doesn't he regret it? I know he said doesn't, but let's look into it. Let's try to crack his brain and look.
There's a simple answer to this, right? There's a very simple answer. So the Premier League have different periods of time where you have to submit your squad. So you submit one before the first game, and then you can sort of change it as much as you want up until the close of the Premier League window, I believe. Then you have one set, and then after that, the other windows are still open. So your final Premier League squad, I think, didn't have to be submitted until after the Turkish and Saudi Arabia windows closed. Whereas the UEFA one had to be submitted by, I think it was the 2nd or 3rd of September. So right around when the window for England closed and the majority of Europe closed, like the big leagues. That's when the UEFA squad had to be registered. At that point, the Turkish window, the Saudi window, the Greek window, there was so many transfer windows still open. So he probably didn't include him because remember he weren't in the Premier League one either. But the Premier League one didn't need to be submitted till slightly later. I think it was when all the windows closed. So you could make that amendment then. But because of the final UEFA deadline was before that time, that couldn't be amended, and they obviously thought they could still get him out of the club on a loan or a permanent deal. Obviously, that didn't materialize, which means that there's nothing you could do about it at that point.
I mean, I understand the reason why, but the question is, do you regret for not having him in there? You should have explained better. You get what I'm saying? Explain
Yeah,
why.
but I mean, realistically, right?
Mhm.
Based on the deadlines and stuff, yeah, he can't regret it if he thought that, or he was told by the club that they think they can get a deal done to get him out of the club. You can't regret it because otherwise you've included a player who potentially takes up a place of another experienced player who wasn't going to get sold, and then that fellow experienced player who didn't get sold or loaned out, whereas if Chilwell did after you've submitted him in, then isn't eligible to play in the competition. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, say, for example, they didn't include Cucurella, but they put Chilwell and Vega, right?
Are you
If they then sold or loaned Chilwell, that means that Cucurella can't play in the Conference League. Because you can't make that amendment because the UEFA deadline had passed for the squad.
Okay. All right,
so
guys.
that's more what he meant, but he didn't go into details. More that, well, I don't regret it because, for example, if I'd made like this decision and then we got rid of him and I didn't include someone else, then that person misses out who's still here. I think it's more about that, but he just didn't elaborate on it because that's the logical thing, right? That's the one that makes the most sense.
Absolutely. I mean, that makes sense, but I don't. I think that the way he went about it, I don't know if it was lost in translation or.
But I
don't know.
also think I can't remember the exact question, but I think the question was simply like, "Do you regret not including him?" So it wasn't necessarily a question where he needed to elaborate
to explain himself. He just go it's either a yes or no.
Right.
Question.
It's a closed-ended question is what they called it.
Okay. So thank you very much.
So closed-end is like yes or no, and your open-ended is one that would allow you to elaborate, if I'm not mistaken. But then the only thing I will say is he's typically been very good with when it comes to media. And I know that this is going to be one that gets dug out by the press. But for the most part, he's not really given them anything. But this could be like the first time they've had something they could go, oh, we can use that. But for the most part, he does well when it comes to the media.
Right. I mean, he's doing better. Just like Pep Guardiola. He reminds me a lot of Pep Guardiola in terms of how they handle the questions, and he doesn't panic. It's not like he's not a Frank Lampard. We all know Frank Lampard is an English-born, midfielder. So yeah, he's not going to go wrong with his, translation of expressing himself. But Enzo Maresca, sometimes I can give him the leeway because that's not his mother tongue language. But thank you very much, Stephen G. My guys, if you're watching us live, we are live on the Blueclouds Media YouTube channel. We're streaming live on 2 platforms at the same time, X and YouTube. And I want to thank you guys all for joining us on the show today. Thank you very much, Swadish. Thank you very much, Makim, also in the building. Makim, thank you very much for being here on the show today. Swadish said a lot. Say hello to us over here. Thank you very much, Swadish. Sodis. Sodis is the name. I beg your pardon for going back to the old pronunciation. But yeah, I have to get it right. Sodis. Sodis said I don't want Gusto to play conference league. He is playing games back to back for the team after coming from injury, according to him.
Huh?
I think Sodis. I think the problem has to do with the backup that we have. It's not a backup. Our backup now is supposed to be our starter, which is almighty Mr. Reece James. But apparently he is getting ready. He's getting fit. I watched some few videos and tweets from X, and reporters saying that he said he's getting ready to full fitness and healthy. So yeah, we can give some rest to Malo Gusto. But I don't think that a Champon is the guy. Champon, we can't rely too much on a Champon.
Josh
He's
hasn't
very,
been
very
in
young.
training
Yeah.
today, by the way.
What, Steven?
Joshua Champong apparently wasn't in training today.
So meaning he could be in the team. He could be in the team.
No, he can't. He wasn't in training, so I doubt he's in the squad.
Oh, okay. So it means that he wasn't in training for this the senior team or the first team.
Whereas Keanu Dyer and Tyreek George were in training today.
Okay. Thank
So
you for that. Then we have Makeem. Makeem, thank you very much. Big up to you. I know you've been busy these days. Makeem said big up me, big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to you yourself, and I hope you're doing good, brother. Nice to hear from you, and nice for you to have taking the time to be on the show with us today. We're gonna move on from there. We're gonna continue with the stream. We still got a lot to cover, a lot on Mahalo Modric, aka Micha, they call him. All right, more on Mahalo Modric. Does he struggle, or does he find it difficult in confidence? That was a question to Enzo Maresca.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, take us through on how Maresca answered that question.
Yeah, he said he doesn't think with Misha it's a lack of confidence. It's Misha, and he needs to improve
Steven, you're
something.
out. We can hear you.
Oh, for goodness sake, not again. I swear I'm about to lose it with stream.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Take it easy, Steven. It's technology. It's technology. So just don't.
It's
don't
also
get frustrated.
StreamYard recently being a pain in the backside. But he said he doesn't think it's a lack of confidence. It's just Misha, and he needs to improve something. Like the rest isn't. Everyone needs to improve something, basically. But we're happy with the way he's working. So they're happy with how he's working. He needs to improve some things, just like the rest of the squad, and he doesn't think it's lacking confidence.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And also we're gonna move on from Modric or Micha, they call him. Is it Micha, right? Micha, right, Steven?
Misha, yeah.
Misha, yeah, we'll move on from Misha. We're gonna move on from the man himself who was in the center of the press conference, which is yesterday. Is it Cassidy or Cassidy? Cassidy was the guy that was.
I don't know.
I think
it's Kesare, isn't it? I think it's Kesare Cassidy.
Cassidy. I've been hearing Chesaday, Cassarayan and stuff like that, but it's Kesare Cassidy. Is a player. I feel like he was a bit nervous in the press conference. He was very, very nervous, but he got it right though. He'll get better. His first ever.
He might have done some media work in the past, but he wouldn't have done like press conferences because he's not been in that situation. Like he's not been in that situation. It's a new situation for him.
Right. Yeah. Like I said.
But,
he did okay.
Maresca also got asked about him. Huh?
Yeah. The question was what his Cassidy's role in the team, and what was the response from Enzo?
Yeah, the response to that was that he thinks Kesare did very well in the game. In that game, I presume it was specific to Barrow. He struggled in the beginning, but finished well. We can see Kesare there again, no doubt. He can pass on the ball, understanding how he has to move can give us good things. For sure, we are going to see him again in that position. Kesare is more box to box. He likes to attack. I worked with him at Leicester. He can do the other part, but needs to provide balance for the team. I think he can do that.
Yes, that's right. I'm sure that's the same thing that I read over a few minutes ago. So thank you very much, Stephen G, for taking us through that. Swedish saw the current situation of Ben Chilwell. We just went over Ben Chilwell a bit. We did talk about Ben Chilwell. So this, I don't know if we can go back again, but we'll give you a run up on it. We can go over it a little bit. Reports are saying the question that was being asked to Enzo Maresca was if he regrets of not including Ben Chilwell to in the Europa League squad, and he said he never regrets at all. He didn't. He has no regression of doing that. So that's the only situation. So Ben Chilwell will not be in the Europa League squad. He's not part of it. So he's not going to take part. But I don't know if in the future they might update the squad and include Ben Chilwell, because we're going to need help. We're going to need help
I
on
doubt
that
it.
left-hand side.
You're only allowed to make, I think it's 3 changes to your squad. I'd presume those changes will probably be Lavia, Fofana, and Cole Palmer. That's what I'd assume.
In the future, that's somewhere around the semi-finals.
You're allowed to make them in January, February.
Okay. But don't you think that the left-hand side, we're gonna need help in that left-hand side? We can be playing Cucurella all season.
Vega, bro.
And
Vega.
Vega. Yeah, Vega in that position. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Shoot.
I
I've got
agree.
to double check if I put him in my thing on the tactical board. I can't remember. Oh yeah, I did. Okay.
All right. So guys, we are still live on X and live on YouTube at the same time. And do not forget to drop a like on the video and also subscribe to Blueclouds Media YouTube channel. As usual, like we all say, your inclusion, your questions, your comments, and also subscribing and liking the video is what enhance the performance of this channel. If I say enhance the performance of this channel, let me elaborate on it. YouTube algorithm loves likes and subscription and comments. The more you like it, the more you comment on it. You see, YouTube algorithm understands that people are really liking what is going on this specific platform, and that's how they recommend it to thousands and millions of people across the world. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to have you guys all here, wherever you're watching us from, whether X or YouTube. Well, if you're on X, you can come down to YouTube and subscribe and be a part of it. If you're on X, YouTube also, you can go to X and follow Blueclouds Media on X. Thank you very much. We'll move on with the content. I saw this said Misa. I'm sure you're talking about Modric, right? We just finished with the Modric conversation. We're gonna move on from Modric right now. We will talk a bit about the squad itself regarding the last game. And also we're gonna talk about and Cole Palmer. Question that was being asked: is Cole Palmer too? Is it reluctant on? Is Chelsea too? Is it reluctant on Cole Palmer? Something like that. Is it rely too much on Cole Palmer? I'm not sure if that's the main question that was being asked.
He was asked if Chelsea too reliant on Palmer, and he responded, "It's not about being reliant. We already played some games without Cole. For sure, for us and any team in the world, you need Cole, but we need to protect some players. They need that. Cole needs to be protected a little bit."
Yeah, Cole Palmer needs to be protected, and I agree, Enzo Maresca. But Stephen, what did he say regarding how Chelsea played last game against Brighton? His comment on
about
whether
the control of the games.
Yeah, the control of the game. Yeah.
You've made me scroll up to scroll back down. Give me a second. All right, got it. So he said, for instance, if you asked me the last game about Brighton, I was more happy about the second half than first half. We analysed Brighton and expected in 2 different ways, but they did completely different things against us. At halftime, we adjusted the way we were pressing and it worked much better. For sure, we like more control, but sometimes we need to analyse the other team, and sometimes it is not possible. We like more control like the second half or in the West Ham game.
Thank you very much, Steven, for that. Guys, if you're watching us live, we're going through Enzo Maresca's press conference. We've also talked about Cassidy. Cassidy is also questions that were being asked and how he explained himself. And also there was a question that was being asked to Cassidy. Steven, you don't have to go back. I can summarize that one. Or maybe I'm sure you might have read that on Cassidy. Report was that there was rumors that he was going to be sent on loan. And they want to know why that loan did not.
They asked who made the decision, and he said that it was his decision to stay. He spoke to Maresca. He was with Maresca last season as well, obviously. But he said that he'd spoken to Maresca and that he decided it was like basically his decision. He decided he wanted to stay rather
And
than
he
go
also,
out on loan.
yeah, and he also said he felt very bad that he didn't. When he came from the Leicester City call up, he didn't get that much game. But he said it's a bit frustration, but he understand and the demand of the. He also expressed his view on the current manager, which is Enzo Maresca, and he went ahead and said he demands a lot, but he wants players to work very hard, and once you put in hard work, you're definitely going to get game time and something like that. From what he said during his press conference. All right, saw this. Thank you very much. He said that in Kunku, Felix link up so good. I wish to play them in the Premier League for one game. Every game, every good connection and understanding. A very good connection and understanding each other, according to Sordis. Thank you very much, Sordis, for your comments. I really appreciate it. So we're gonna move on from that. Are Chelsea better than they were at the start of the season, according to Enzo Maresca? Stephen, what's this report on that?
Huh?
Are Chelsea better than they were at the start of the
Okay,
season?
I've got to scroll up again. All right, got it. If you analyze the results, probably yes. But if you don't win games and the performance is good and you deserve to win games, for instance, Palace, sometimes you win games and you don't deserve it, like Bournemouth. We are ahead of my expectations. We are doing well, but we have many, many things we need to improve. We are happy. The feeling is good. And I think I said it on stream. If not, then I might have said it to you off stream. Okay. One of the things that I like about Maresca is that he's never satisfied. He always says like that we can improve defensively, we can improve attack, we can improve this, we can improve that. Like there's always at least one thing that he's saying we can improve on this. Which perfect, right? That's what the top managers do. You always find something that can be improved. Because nothing's got to be perfect in any performance. No team has a perfect performance in them. There'll always be errors. There'll always be mistakes. There'll always be things that need to be worked on. Whereas a couple years ago, all we got, and look, I got nothing against Potter. I thought on Sky the other day he spoke well. He didn't badmouth the club or the players or the ownership or sporting directors, etc. But every game it was, the lads gave everything. The boys gave everything. The lads gave everything. I thought the boys gave everything. Every single game, right? Which is what I'm saying.
Mauricio Pochettino. Are you there, Steven?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't take me back to Graham Potter. The lads give everything.
But you're not getting the point. My point is, you've got someone like Maresca who's saying, this can be improved, that can be improved. And every game almost immediately after, like when he's doing his post-match interview, not even his post-match conference, yeah? He's always saying, it was good, but we could improve here. We could improve this. We could improve that. Whereas a couple of years ago, the lads gave everything. I don't want to hear lads gave everything. I want to know what you thought. Did you think we need to improve? Yes. That's what I'm getting from Maresca. And that was my point, is that you get managers who just go, yeah, it was good. It was good, because they want to overly protect players, which seems like what Potter was doing. And then you get someone like Maresca who he doesn't, I wouldn't say he digs out the players, but what he does do is he does specify, we have to be better. This can be improved. That can be improved. He's always looking for something to improve and get better. Like he knows nothing is perfect. You'll never be perfect. Yeah. There's always got to be some little thing, bro. It could be the smallest thing, and I guarantee you he'll go, we can improve that. The smallest little thing. I think I said it to you the other day. Like I think it's close to an exact quote of what he was saying about the Sanchez thing the other day, of like it's partially on him as a manager because he wants him to play out from the back, but also it's on Sanchez because as a goalkeeper, as a player in general, you need to know that whilst the style of play is for you to go short, there's situations where you don't have to. You can go long. And the annoying thing with Sanchez, yeah, is that sometimes he'll go long when he really doesn't need to. And then when he really needs to go long, he goes short. It's one of the reasons we all get frustrated. Like, when you don't need to do it, you do it. And when you need to do it, you don't do it. Like, come on, man. Use your brain. Come on.
I mean, when you talk about Sanchez, I always say that the mistakes is definitely going to come. What do you expect? You know, asking goalkeepers to do what outfield players do, it's never going to be that easy. Sometimes I get a little bit frustrated, and I join the moment when people, react in case of how anger or how angry they are in a certain moment. But sometimes I sit down and I said, okay, to myself, this is a goalkeeper who is trying to do something difficult. You're telling them to give one of those difficult passes. The goalkeepers are giving out those 5 to 15-yard passes in the 18, which is not even easy for defenders themselves who've been kicking the ball all their life. Defenders is not even for them, but you're asking the goalkeeper who is not an outfield player, who doesn't touch the ball many times than compared to the outfield player. So sometimes I have to understand that the guy is not that good with his feet, but under Enzo Maresca, he's forcing him to do something that out of his, would I say, shell. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I pity Sanchez.
Another way you can put it is out of his comfort zone.
Comfort zone, yeah. So sometimes I have to pardon him a bit, but we know he won't be at Chelsea for too long. Definitely. He also want Enzo Maresca did talk about Philip Jorgensen, and they want the best out of it. They want him to perform very well for the team. If he performs very well in the competition that he's playing now, there is a high possibility that he could move to that number one role when things become worse, or maybe when there's an injury. So it's also going to help the team, not just for Philip Jorgensen himself as a goalkeeper. So we're going to move on from that. We're going to move on to that. We've talked about the whole team, how the team's performance it is right now, where Enzo Maresca sees the team, and what that need to be improved on at the football club. We've talked about that also. Steven, anything on Philip Jorgensen you want to say regards to what Enzo Maresca said? I know that's not being written down, but
we spoke about it at the start where he said that Jorgensen has to do well because we need him to do well, not because he needs to put pressure on Robert, meaning Sanchez, obviously. And Sanchez's mistake started with Gusto. We conceded a chance, and then from the goalkeeper, we conceded a goal. These kind of things happen. That was one of the first things that he was asked about.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen G. Thank you very much.
The exact question I'm trying to remember because I did see that bit, Nee. I think the
all right, so we're gonna get back to the comments a bit. Swedish, thank you very much for your comment. He said that Swedish said, just ignore haters of football experts. In last 2 seasons, we were losing against mid-table teams. People expect we're trolling Chelsea now, and we are winning against those teams that we lost against them last season, according to Sordis. So these people are saying your team win against mid-table team. That's hypocrite. Is it hypocrisy mid-set of people? I think people also because
mindset of people. City also become champions by beating mid-table team Troll City also.
I should have go over it before reading this because sometimes I have to add a comma in my mind when it's not there to make the reading very very easy for me or make it flow. All right, but thank you, Stephen, for helping out, getting it right. Thank you very much. I saw this for your comment. All right, so we've gone through. I think we've taken almost about 39 minutes going through the press conference. A lot of questions. We went into details and have our opinion on the questions that are being asked and where we stand on it. We're giving our view. You also lay down your views. So this, thank you very much. Looks like you're the only active person in the comment section below, but keep it going, brother. I know how much you support this platform from that distance. Thank you very much for your time. All right, so we're gonna move on from there. We'll be looking towards the predicted lineup. Like I said, we've gone through the press conference of Enzo Maresca and Cassidai, Italian international. We'll be looking into the predicted lineup as we have on our table. Stephen will be sharing that with us here soon in a second. So, guys, like I said, keep dropping a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't. Blueclouds Media is here for you guys. We're streaming live on 2 platforms at the same time, X and YouTube. So stick with us, do not go anywhere, and we'll be right back in just a short moment. Welcome back again to Blueclouds Media YouTube channel. This show's name is Football Minutes, and we are reviewing the big game that will be taking place today at Stamford Bridge between Chelsea and Gent. But we are ready to go on the table, the technical table, and see what kind of players that we have available for tomorrow's game and where we can position some of these players. If you're not happy with our lineup, let us know in the comment section below, and whichever player that you are not happy with, let us know, and we'll make changes as soon as possible. Thank you very much. And here we go, tactical table. Steven G, over to you, sir.
Yeah, based on what he said, I think last time, I need to double check this. I think he played Cassadai further forward last time, and based on his comments, it would seem that way. So I'm literally just checking that now, because based on his comments, it sounds like he's possibly going to start in the game. I'm just double checking it. Oh, they've got it as a 4-2-3-1. So they probably had him back where Caicedo was. So, let's. I don't know. Hang on. No, I'll leave it like this. I just think Carney deserves some minutes, so I'm just going to leave it like this for now for what I'd like to see and kind of predicted. So we know Philip Jorgensen's going to be in goal. We've had this conversation loads of times now, but Maresca made it clear I think it was around the Servette game, where he said, like, Jorgensen's our cup goalkeeper for now, and Sanchez is like our league goalkeeper, basically. Same way that Man City have Ortega and they have Edison. You've got Ortega for the cups, you've got Edison for the league. Edison typically plays in the Champions League. He didn't the other night. I don't know the reason for that, so I can't comment on that. But typically, Edison obviously plays the Champions League games. But yeah, moving on from that, obviously there's no Fofana in the Conference League squad, so the Sassi's got to be right centre back for me. I'm going Badiashile. Look, I know there's people who don't like Badiashile. I don't particularly feel confident with him playing, but at the same time, you've got to get these players minutes, and that means that if need be, they could be ready if we get injuries. If an injury happens to Koba, we need Badiashile to be ready and not be rusty. So you've got to play him for this game. And look, technically, it's still a strong back partnership. They've not had the best of times at Chelsea, but we've also seen how well they can do when they're at their best. So for me,
are you going for this disaster over Tosi?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Tosin. Oh no, I'm going on Tosin. I forgot about Tosin. Do you know what's mad? You know, in the one I sent you yesterday, I put Tosin in
Yeah.
there, and then
Yeah,
I
you did.
autopiloted when is he in there? Isn't he in there? Like, because I completely forgot the Conference League squad. But no, he is in the Conference League squad. I'd put him there. That was
Because
just my
we
mistake.
saw
I
how
was
good he
quickly doing
played.
it as we went
He
live.
played under Brighton, right? He featured in the Brighton
Huh?
game, did he?
Who?
Tosin.
I cannot remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I genuinely just had completely forgotten that Tosin was in our squad because obviously he's not played as much. But yeah, I put him in my team yesterday. It was just I was quickly trying to set this up before the stream today, and I just autopiloted, forgot that he was in the squad. So yeah, I did actually have him in there yesterday, and he can verify this one. So yeah, I'd actually have Tosin there.
I was like,
Over
how did Steven forget about Tosin and then went for disaster over
because I
there?
was rushing to get it ready for when we're live.
All
But
right.
you saw
No problem.
yesterday, the one I sent you yesterday had Tosin in, so
Yeah, you did.
exactly.
All right, let's go
So
for it.
don't try this. Don't try this. Yeah. Gusto right back purely because unless you want to play the Sassy or Tosin there, it's got to be Gusto. Joshua Champong wasn't in training today, therefore going Gusto. I'm not like I normally don't want players playing a lot coming off of injury, but we got 2 more games then international break. I highly doubt he's got called up for the national team. I think we'll find out that I want to say tomorrow. I'm not certain when France normally announce their squad, but I'd imagine tomorrow because obviously
That's not break again.
Yeah.
Okay.
International break is after this weekend.
Okay.
But yeah, so let's start that again. So Gusto, Tosin, Badishil, and Vega would be the back 4 for me.
Back four. You have Jorgensen as a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And then Casadai sits right in front of them.
I've got Caicedo there.
Casado.
Yeah.
Oh man. Why not Casadai?
Okay. Really
Because-
easy reasoning for this, right?
Okay.
The level of opposition we're playing in Gent. So actually, let me outline it a bit more. So our first 2 Conference League games, we got Gent on Thursday. Then in a few weeks, we got Panathinaikos. Yeah?
Yeah. Mhm.
They are the hardest 2 games we face in this league phase. They are strong opposition. They're not like the other opposition Chelsea are going to face. So for that reason, I'm going for a slightly stronger midfield. For the games against Noah and stuff, I'd probably start, say, Dewsbury Hall, Casadai, and maybe Carney, for example. Right? I've got Carney in here anyway, but maybe I'd put Dewsbury Hall instead of Enzo, and I'd put Casadai instead of Caicedo. But because of the opposition is higher for our first 2 games, that's why, for me, I've gone for a slightly stronger midfield.
You know what I think?
It's a home game. It means that you don't need to worry about the players traveling to Belgium and then traveling back and then playing on Sunday.
That's my reason why. That's my reason why I'll go for Casadai instead of Caicedo to give Caicedo time. And I don't know if you know that Caicedo is Enzo Maresca, but he loves Caicedo a lot. But to me, to be able to give this guy game time, with the reason why I'm thinking Casadai will be the guy playing that Caicedo role is look at the just ended press conference. He's the guy.
You literally put Caicedo in your predicted 11 yesterday.
I did. But yeah, I think I
So what you're saying is that, Stephen, you shouldn't do that because Casadai deserves it. And then at the same time, you've gone, I've put him in my team.
I mean, it's predicted. I could go and change it today. I'll change it today and say, look, I feel like,
Oh, so you're going to change it to make me
should
look
be the
bad.
guy
Wow.
in that position.
Wow, okay.
Bad man.
That's what we did now.
Bad. A bad man. I'm the bad man. Yeah, I feel like Casadai should be because he's the guy that did the press conference today. Last time, remember, we saw Vega started.
It doesn't always work that way, though. We've seen it in the past where it's not always working that way.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Casadai. and Casado to Enzo Maresca and Kani. Kani Chukwuemeka, you think he has he's got a
Enzo
chance?
Maresca, what are managers on the pitch?
Enzo Fernandez.
You said Maresca.
Leave me alone, Steven. That's
Oh,
humble.
like you left me alone after you yourself put Caicedo in your team. Okay. Yeah,
All right, let's go to Enzo.
The attack is sort of self-explanatory here. Go Neto and Mudryk on the wings. Just it gives Sancho the rest by not playing from the beginning again. Same with Noni Madueke. I think until after the international break, it should be Mudryk and Neto Conference League, so this one game. And then for the last Premier League game, it should be Sancho and Madueke. Yeah. We need to see how Neto does, but I'd even start with that against Liverpool and Panathinaikos, because I think they're our next two games after Forest. I'd start the same way with Mudryk and Neto in the Conference League and Madueke and Sancho in the Prem. The only one I think has a potential to go into that Premier League squad out of them two is Neto for Madueke, because Madueke started really well and then he's had some up and down games. Look, we understand that players have up and down games, but you also as a player need to understand that your job isn't guaranteed safe because you had a few good performances at the start of the season. I thought Madueke was good. I thought Madueke was good on Saturday. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, we shouldn't be allowing players to get comfortable. If Neto goes out and he plays really well and then say he comes off the bench on the weekend, plays well, and Madueke doesn't, then you've got to have that conversation of post-international break. Does Neto start ahead of Madueke on the right wing? But for now,
Steven, before you continue, right. give me one second before you continue. Madueke wasn't that good on Saturday. What shows? How do you identify a good player?
But
he's good with the ball. He's on the ball. But the final delivery is the most important thing that lights up how good you are. And he
could have had like 2 assists the other day, but they got ruled out. But they got ruled out. That's not on him. Actually, one of them was on him.
No, there was a couple times. There was a couple times that he was playing for himself. He wasn't playing for the team. When there were players right there, he could have passed.
Palmer did the exact same thing.
And did he score? Did Palmer score?
A couple times, but not all of them. He tried some shots where he shouldn't necessarily shot.
I mean, that's something that Enzo Maresca has to rectify whilst the team keep progressing, because some of the players are being so selfish. Madueke himself, many times he's being selfish. We know he's a good player, but sometimes you have to take, Jackson did. Jackson realized that the goalpost was getting narrow. 2 players were coming in there. So let me.
Oh, he nearly messed that up, though. Bro, yeah, he so nearly messed that up. Do you see his feet? He
was falling.
He literally stopped himself, went, I've here. So then he's stumbling over the ball, trying to get his foot around it. Like, bro, that was such a mess. I was literally sat in my seat going, pass it, don't mess it up, don't mess it up, pass it. I was losing my head because I've seen it so many times where he's been in that situation and he doesn't do the pass. That I just had flashbacks for a moment. I was like, oh no, he's got to do it again.
Great.
It had to be said.
All right, Steven, thank you very much. JC in the building. JC said, hello to me. Steven, what are you cooking for tomorrow? We'll tell you. Probably we're going to make some soft rice sauce with some rice. So that's what we're going to cook tomorrow. Chelsea perspective, big up to you, my brother. Big up to you, JC, too. All spending the time here with us. So thank you very much. My brother said, Steve, leave me alone. Yes. Kuchilla, that's what Steven been doing here. But I'll get on him very soon. Wow,
everyone turning on me today.
Yeah. All right, JC said Noni was excellent with the ball. The only problem he has, which usually every teenager has, is that they don't look around and see their surrounding. That will come with maturity. I think the ends, if, like I said, if we have to make top 4, just like last season, we have to start burying some of these chances, because maybe our goals that we're going to score for the entire season are coming in the early phase of this season, whilst people haven't really found out how Chelsea plays. People are studying how Arsenal defends. People are studying how Arsenal plays their set pieces and all defend their set pieces and all that. People will start putting eyes on Chelsea. They will study how Enzo Maresca plays too. Very well.
You say that, right?
We have to be very careful on the chances that we create, because on the highest level, you're not going to have, if you're playing the bigger teams, you're not going to have that many chances to miss them. Go ahead, Steven. Yes,
you
sir.
say that, but then we've played differently against different opponents, and it's something that when Maresca first came to Chelsea, it was he likes possession, he likes to do this, he likes to do that, he likes to invert the fullback. But there's been games where, hang on, let me go back to the tactical board because I was on StreamYard for a second. There's been quite a few games now where our fullbacks are acting like natural fullbacks, getting down the line, yeah?
Right.
Down the line, whatever. Rather than having one invert, let's just use Gusto because I was moving him already in that situation and then doing this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We have seen it where they act like natural fullbacks. So we haven't played the way that we were expecting when we first got him. We're playing more based on the opposition and how the opposition play rather than Maresca plays one style. He clearly doesn't have one style, which is what we were led to believe in the first place, right? What's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, we clearly don't have one style play, which is what we were led to believe in the first place.
So he's got
clearly changes it based
on
on the opposition, which is what all your best managers tend to do. They're able to adjust and adapt to different situations.
All right, so keep it going, Steven. You're done. You're done with Enzo Maresca and Kane Chukwuemeka. Oh, we're still on Kane Chukwuemeka. Will he get game time? Did I say Enzo Maresca again? I said it. I've done it. I've done it again. I've done it. Guys, if you're listening, Neil Zion has Enzo Maresca as a player. Done deal. Yes, breaking news on Blueclouds Media YouTube channel. Yes, Enzo Maresca have signed for Chelsea, and he's going to be the attacking or defensive midfielder, whatever position we put in.
Did you like my little change? Did you see it?
You change it. All right, yeah. Enzo Maresca. Steven, you're silly. All right, leave him there. It's okay. It's okay for today. Enzo Maresca. Oh, Enzo Niraska. Make it Niraska for me.
But yeah, I mean, the wingers, Mudryk and Neto. And then, I mean, you could put Felix in here, technically.
JC wants to know if Kane Chukwuemeka will be starting. Do you think he'll be starting? I know he's one of the players that hasn't got much game time.
I hope so.
But I don't believe he will be starting.
I think he deserves it. He should start, in my opinion. But another thing you could do is, say you wanted to only have one of Enzo or Caicedo. Say you want to keep Caicedo, yeah? You could also do this.
This what we've always been looking for. Questions that come in, Steven.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get them going. Let's go for JC said that Felix and Kunku have some chemistry, which is more spot on. Yeah. Chelsea perspective, my brother Kuchela said that please, I want to know why Gusto is occupying the right back position. He wants to know why. You have an explanation to him. I got mine.
So yeah, I've got easy explanation here is that I don't normally, and I'm sure Chelsea perspective is aware of this. He's obviously been around for a while. He knows my views on things and stuff like that in terms of injuries. I don't like playing players a lot when they're coming back from injury. I wouldn't have played Gusto against Barrow. The issue we have is that Joshua Champong's not been in training, and I don't trust Axel Disasi at right back. Therefore, I feel like there's no option but to put Gusto there until after the international break for pretty much every game. I am concerned about having to do it. I don't like that I have to put him there, but the fact that Champong wasn't in training today, and Reece James isn't ready, means that you either go Disasi or you go Gusto.
And if you go Disasi,
we
Gusto.
go Disasi, yeah. I'm probably turning my game off after. I'm probably turning the game off after 10 minutes. That's the simplest answer I can give you.
A Chelsea perspective, I hope Steven answered the question very. I was going to tell you that Josh Champon, who would be the preferred player, would natural right back, because Disasi is a right centre back. He struggles playing that position. We've seen two players that are
I mean, the
centre back who
Champon
played
plays
that
both
position
anyway.
that struggle for Chelsea. We've seen Fofana also struggle, although they're a good player, have pace, but they struggle playing that role. And Disasi have also giving us a lot of disaster in that position. So I feel like Gusto can do it. Gusto can do it. If that's what I'm saying, that's why I asked for beginning, Steven. If you remember, I said, don't you think that Enzo Maresca is being too, would I say confident, or he's being too difficult in terms of how he answered the question directly, that he doesn't regret omitting Ben Chilwell out of the conference league squad, because
But
in this
Chilwell
position, give me a second.
The right back issue.
Yeah, hold on, give me a second. We know how good Cucurella can be. Cucurella is better. You can put Cucurella on that right back, and he can fill in that position in this league. Those two can play, change position when you need help. So now we don't have Josh Champon. You're playing Gusto you're giving Gusto too many minutes. He's playing in almost all the games in the Premier League. He's playing in the same in the cup games. Gusto also in the Conference League game. When this guy goes down, we're gonna end up having difficulties in the Premier League on that right back row. So it would have been better for him to have registered Ben Chilwell, and Ben Chilwell can play on the left-hand side and put Cucurella on the right-hand side. And I'm sure Cucurella will do a better job, because playing on the left-back row is going to be the same thing. The only difficult is when you're crossing balls, and Cucurella is not going to be crossing many balls. He will be passing, and he will be okay with that. You get what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I think that he feels too comfortable saying, I don't regret, and I believe that he regrets it, but he doesn't want to say it loud.
I don't think he regrets it, because of the reasoning I outlined earlier, with the fact that he and the club clearly thought they could get something done for Chilwell, but if they did and they'd left out, say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Say they left Cucurella out, right? But they put Chilwell in, and then Chilwell gets a move. You then can't add Cucurella to the squad. And that was my point earlier. Like, you would be absolutely effed if you'd done that. And I think another thing is, I don't think we reached the amount of homegrown quota that you have, because it's got to be a certain number homegrown club, certain number homegrown nation or something, yeah? But you could have more homegrown club than you have homegrown nation, etc. But if you have less than that, then as a result, you get, I think it's one squad number less than what you would if you had the actual quota. So I think it's meant to be 8 homegrown, but at least 4 have to be homegrown club. Yeah, out of your 25 player squad. So if Chelsea didn't fill the 4 homegrown club and they put, say, 2 players, then I think your squad has to be 23 players instead of 25. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that could also be part of the reasoning into it as well, is that maybe we didn't have enough homegrown club, and then
Homegrown
as a
players
result, our
or
squad
homegrown
was having to be smaller per UEFA
homegrown
rules.
players or homegrown club.
No. You've got homegrown association. You've got homegrown club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So homegrown club would be that they've been at the club for, I think it's 3 years between the age of, I want to say, I think it's 15 and 21. I could be wrong. It might be 18. No, it'd be 15. I think it's 15 or 16 up to 21. They have to have been with the club for a 3-year period to be homegrown club.
Thank
but
you
I
very
think
much.
that has to be uninterrupted. So I think Carney Chukwuemeka is now homegrown club Chelsea. I think. That's my belief. I'd have to double check this and get back to you on it, but I believe when I worked it out, that was correct. But I don't think Chelsea registered enough, and therefore I think our squad is 23 players instead of 25 because you get penalised for not having the right amount by having one less player per one that you don't hit the quota on or something. Which I actually think is quite good because then it makes you pick those homegrown club players. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good, but at the same time...
All right, JC, for some few comments here, let me take them real quick, then we'll be back to what we're talking about. JC said, who was left out of the squad? Palmer, Fofana, and Lavia. Yeah, Palmer, Fofana, and Lavia. You're right, JC. Chelsea Perspective says, so Steve, which is you, Steven, isn't trying to predict the manager's selection. Remember, our next game is in about 4 days' time. So, what do you want to say?
That's why I've now got Felix instead of Enzo, by the way.
So, yeah, Felix. So, who captain today? Caicedo will be the vice captain or the captain of the day.
I think it would be Caicedo. Yeah, I think he was captain when Enzo came off the other day.
And I have my doubt. Okay, let's predict Caicedo doesn't start. And you have Felix and Carney Chukwuemeka in your in the midfield. Then you have Modric on the left-hand side and Neto and Nicholas Jackson. Without Caicedo, without Enzo Maresca, who do you think?
Enzo Maresca again?
Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez. Without Enzo Fernandez, who do you think that the captainship will be going to? Is it Nick Jackson?
Nicholas Jackson ain't in mine. I wonder if it'd be Tosin, maybe.
Tosin, no. I won't go for Tosin. No, I don't think so.
I think it might be because multiple reasons, right? I believe he would then be one of the most experienced players in our team, right? Yeah. Based on this. So you said if there's no Caicedo. So let's, for argument's sake, make this Casadei, right?
Okay.
So out of this, I believe Tosin's one of the most experienced players. Yeah?
Yeah.
Then, on top of that, I think he's been a captain before. He seems like, based on the videos we've seen of them training and stuff like that, he seems like a natural leader. Yeah? And I can't remember how good or bad Badiashil's English is, so I think it would end up being Tosin because he's one of the more experienced.
Look, Steven, I disagree. This is the second time I'm saying this. I disagree with you 100% when you keep talking about language barrier, play a lot of role.
To be fair, no, language thing doesn't come into this because it's not Prem. Yeah. So you got foreign referees. The referee
no. I don't care about the Prem. Even with the Prem, we have Enzo Fernandez being our captain, and he doesn't speak English at all. His English is just like, I'll say 2% out of 100 or 2% out. I'll say 2 out of 10. His English is not that good. So if you talk about language barrier playing role in the captainship, I disagree with you.
It definitely does play a role.
No, it doesn't. If so, we have to talk about Viega or maybe Cucurella being the captain because Cucurella speaks even much better English than Enzo Fernandez. Or who else is in there? Modric, I'm not so sure. He also, Modric can be better.
Modric or maybe Nicholas not a player that's performing, which would make it a terrible decision to make.
Nico Jackson speaks better English. Did you hear what he said? My name is Nicholas Jackson. He sounds like a Nigerian. Jackson.
We had this conversation the other day about when he did his pronunciation.
Yeah. If we're talking about captainship, like I said, the language barrier doesn't play any impact over here. So Jackson should have been the captain because Enzo Fernandez doesn't even speak much on the pitch. He doesn't say much. That's why we're receiving all these yellow cards. At least sometimes I feel like it's better if you have a Bruno Fernandes on a pitch who can run around the referees and
Bruno, rat, absolute rat. Bruno the Rat Fernandes, no thanks.
All right, so JC said that Stevie, don't you think that KDH starts in our team? And then Coachella said he needs some rest. Yes, absolutely. I don't know. For the past 2 days, I've been very, very tired. I don't know what I have done. I think it has to do with the change of weather because we're now approaching the very cold weather season. We're now in fall, from summer to fall, and then soon we'll get into winter. Yesterday, I made a stream, and look, Kuchila, I sat right here and I told Steven, I can't do this. I'm tired. I want to sleep. So
Bro,
then I
you
left
still
everything.
fall
I
asleep
dropped. That's
in
why
the
I didn't
chair.
do a stream yesterday. I went to sleep, man. I was just tired. I don't know. So yeah, but I apologize, guys. I couldn't do a stream yesterday. I was just dying, man. I was like, Steven, get some sleep and chill. Me too. I'm gonna do the same thing. But anyway, Steven, JC, we talk about the language, language barrier, whether it play any effect in the captainship role in the Premier League, and there's a lot of conversation here to talk about. And also, JC said, don't you think that KDH? What about KDH, Steven?
Not for this
Because
one, I wouldn't. Not for Gent.
if you're talking about KDH and Kani Chukwemeka, those two, I think it works a lot because we need defense and we need defensive players on this pitch. Kani Chukwemeka is more of a creative player. Felix is also another creative player. Then you have Modric, who's also a creative player. Then you have a Neto, who
I
is
can't
also
remember
good
what game it
defending.
was. I think it was the Barrow game. We literally had like 5 actual sort of attackers on the pitch.
I mean, Barrow, you can get away with it because you're playing.
I'm not saying you can't. But my point is, yeah, if the players like would have to track back to help, and in this system they have been doing that. Whoever's played has been getting back to help out defensively. So I'm not overly concerned about it. I need to double check the sort of lineup we've gone for.
Steven, remember, Enzo Maresca talked about imbalance of a team.
Yes,
if you have too many attacking players
at the
on
same
the
time
pitch.
as that, right? When we played against Servette, right? Do you know what he went for? He went for Enzo Fernandez, Dewsbury Hall, Madueke, Nkunku, Mudryk, and Mark Guy. That's basically a similar thing to what I've done.
Yeah, no, you have only one player that's more defensive minded, which is Enzo Fernandez. The rest are all attacking play. Madueke, he's not good defending. He doesn't like to defend. Who else do you say? Madueke and who? Jackson is good. That's very, very good. I'll give that.
No, he didn't have Jackson. Against Servette, he started against Servette.
Nkunku.
Right, he had Enzo Fernandez. He had Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. He had Noni Madueke. He had Christopher Nkunku. He had Mihailo Mudryk. And he had Mark Guy. That's basically the same amount as what I've got there. Is it not?
No defending. He's the same person that is he contradicting
better
himself
defensively than Enzo?
Is he contradicting himself, or he's told the players, if you go on the pitch, you don't defend, I'm taking you out. You don't defend, I'm taking you out. Because he's the same person that says, okay, look, having too many attacking players on the pitch, it gives the team, it makes the team imbalanced. And the same person who is playing so many attacking players without much defensive players on the pitch.
For the first leg, just quickly, for the first leg, we had Caicedo. Ironically, it's not far off of what I had, to be honest. He had Caicedo. He had Dewsbury Hall, say here. He had Neto here. He had Nkunku here, Mudryk here, and Mark Guy here. So again, you've got about 5 attackers.
Yeah.
But I think his point was more, you can't do it every game, I think was more what his point was on that. Like, you can't go every game with like 5, 6, 7 attackers because the imbalance. I think it was more like the 6 and 7 is what he meant. Whereas with this, you'd expect to have your wide players drop, like defensively we're talking, maybe to about halfway line, so they're slightly deeper. You'd expect Carney to be slightly deeper. I mean, to be fair, with Felix, I'd leave him about here. But realistically, you've still got 5-6 players that can get back. Realistically, defensively, your wingers, in my mind, should be getting back to help your fullbacks. Because otherwise it's going to get exploited.
Right. All right. There you go. Stephen G on the tactical board. JC said Enzo Fernandez's body language is like he is almost waiting for an excuse to poke a finger into referee's eye. So that's enough for communication, according to JC. That's
to
funny.
be fair,
That's
with
funny.
most referees, they're asking for it. I was looking at the Athletic done an article. Yeah, we can touch on this more another day, but it was about the yellow cards and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And the question that was being asked to one of the players regarding if the team is in discipline or discipline.
It was asked to Maresca today.
Okay. But, no, the one I read you sent over that we're reading it wasn't coming from Enzo Maresca. It was from one of the players, and either Enzo Fernandez, who said that the team is not in discipline, either the managers that are giving stupid, ridiculous yellow cards or red cards to the players. That article that we're reading, if you look at that image.
But basically, when you look at it, Anthony Taylor in match week 1 gave Caicedo a yellow for a tactical foul. That was the only yellow card Chelsea got game week 1 against Man City. I'm shocked because it's Anthony Taylor, so that's a miracle. Game week 2, we had Darren England as a ref. He gave 1 to Cucurella for arguing, 1 to Cole Palmer for dissent, and 1 to Gusto for tactical foul. So that's 3.
You're out for a minute, Steven. Hold on. You were gone. For a second. You got to Darren England, and he gave.
Okay. Yeah, Darren England. There was a yellow for Cucurella for an argument, 1 with Palmer for dissent, and 1 for Gusto for a tactical foul. So game week 2, we had 3 yellows. Game week 3, we had Jared Gillett. He gave 4 yellows. 1 for dissent, 1 for time wasting, 1 for a foul which was deemed a reckless offence, and 1 for a tactical foul.
And the rest is Anthony Taylor.
Not quite. Game week 4, Chelsea have Anthony Taylor for the Bournemouth game. Chelsea get 8 yellow cards. Get this.
One game.
Felix, foul reckless offence. Huh?
Just one game.
Yeah. João Felix, foul reckless offence. I can't remember correctly. I've got a feeling he got the ball in that one. He gave Fofana a yellow card. That one was for defending the way that everybody defends with their arms out when the ball's in the air to stop the opposition getting past them. And then it slightly knocked their player and then he gave Fofana a yellow card. BS yellow card. I don't care that it was Chelsea or if it wasn't. That's never a yellow. It happens 10, 20, 30, 40 times a game. Everyone defends like that. It was just, it slightly rode up a bit. The player goes down and it's a yellow card he's given. Cucurella, foul reckless offence. Sanchez, foul denying goal scoring opportunity. Jackson, dissent. This one was my favourite one. Because Jackson weren't even going mad at him. He literally just went up to him and calmly said, why was that not a foul at the other end? And he gave him a yellow card. Colwell tactical
foul. That means that you're not allowed, no player else is allowed to talk to a referee besides your captain, which is not right.
In theory, yeah, but I've seen it before where you get like 5-6 players from one team surround the ref and you don't book them all. If the whole thing's only one can talk to them and you're not allowed to surround the ref, all 5 players that surround the ref should get booked, but they never do.
Right. Keep going.
You've got Sancho got 1 for dissent. That one, he was actually going mad. So that one's fair enough. But the Jackson one, he weren't even going mad. He was calm. Vega was excessive celebration because I think he jumped in the crowd. That was quite funny to watch. But
I mean, I feel like back in the days when players used to celebrate the goal with fans. Back 10 years ago.
Bro, we done it last season. Do you remember Forest Away when Jackson jumped in the crowd?
Yeah.
Forest Away last season. But game week 1, we had 1 yellow card. Game week 2, we had 3. Game week 4, we had 4. No, game week 3, we had 4. Game week 4, we had 8. Game week 5, we got 2 for 2 tactical fouls. Yeah. Game week 6, which was this weekend, we got 2 for supposedly 2 fouls that were reckless offences. If
Right.
I kid you not, if you do the maths, yeah, that's 21 yellow cards in 6 games. That averages at 3.6 yellow cards per game. If you take out the Bournemouth game, yeah, you get 13 yellow cards in 5 games. If you do the maths on that, that's 2.5 yellow cards per game. Yeah? So Anthony Taylor in his I must have the spotlight game, literally with his 8 yellow cards, forced our average yellow cards to go up a whole 1.1 per game. Do you know how mad that is? Honestly,
Look, speaking of these yellow cards and what is happening in the Premier
just
League.
quick, Tony.
Right.
In that article, it also says that Athletic raised the topic with Maresca a week after the Bournemouth game, and he downplayed it, saying, I don't think it's a discipline problem. The Bournemouth game was the kind of game because of the pitch, because of the game. Sometimes you're required to make some fouls. I don't think it's about that. The day after, I watched Arsenal and Tottenham, and I think the first half there were 7 or 8 yellow cards. So the average was there. Have I spoken to the players about it? No, absolutely not. It was a normal game, and some of the yellow cards were probably avoidable from the referee, but he decided to go another way. He called out the ref. He called out Anthony
It was
Taylor.
unnecessary yellow cards. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
said
did it
some
in a
of them were
nice way,
avoidable
in
from
a
Anthony Taylor.
polite way. He did it in a polite way.
Yeah, he done it in a way that he knew he wouldn't get in trouble for calling him basically shocking.
Cunt, right?
I was going to say the S word, but I went for shocking instead.
Go for it.
But yeah, he done it in a politer way because he knew that he wouldn't get in trouble for saying that. But it's correct.
This is what I'm going to say. I know we I don't want to forget it right now. We're talking about these yellow cards and these yellow cards given to referee. Bruno Fernandes appealed for his yellow card and he got reversed. Means that he's not going to be red card. He's not going to be suspended for 3 games. He won't be out for 3 games. But my question is, what is the use of the VAR machine to review certain decisions that goes on the pitch? Because I feel like a red card was too harsh, and I even discussed this with you 10 times, and you said it happened to Gusto last season. So if it's red, then you want this to be red. But I said, Steven, I understand your point. Although they've given red to one of our players, doesn't mean that this kind of a red card it should be acceptable. And I stood by it that the referee made a very dumb mistake, did not review it. And VAR reviewed it and he stood where the referee stands. Don't you think it's about time for them to have a review committee in that VAR room or review committee somewhere that will review some of these yellow cards?
They have a committee. They have a committee. I've sent you a thing about it. I can't remember what it's called now. I think it's Key Match Incidents Panel, yeah? And basically, the weekend and stuff, they look at the controversial decisions and then they vote on it. I think I can't remember the split. There's 5 people. It's, I think, 2 former players and 3 former officials, or it's 3 former players and 2 former officials. I can't remember the exact split, right? And they vote on these things. I don't know if they've done it on that one yet. I think they might have, but I haven't seen any articles on it yet.
I don't think it's working, because if it was working, where were they when the yellow card was being shown to the player? But JC said Bruno stopped a counter attack which was opening to 1-on-1. JC, this is where I stand on it. If you look at that, I've watched that video time and time again, many times. And Bruno Fernandes slipped. When you slipped, you have no control over your body. And there was no intent that Bruno was going to hit a player. And if you look at it very well, there was not any, I wouldn't say the contact on the player was not that much. In my opinion, if you look at it, was it Madison or someone like that? I'm sure it was Madison. The contact was not that much to reinforce that red card. So at that moment, VAR or the committee was supposed to get involved and review it with a few
No, the
more
committee
minutes,
can't
and
get
then
involved on that.
see
The
if
committee look at it
yeah.
after the fact, after the weekend.
Okay, if the player has an appeal, it means that committee was not going to look into it. But the player at the
No,
club
they do.
appealed
They look
for
into
that
it
yellow card.
regardless. They look into it regardless. It's a separate thing to the appeal lot for the red card. It's separate. It's its own independent thing.
Don't you think the appeal body needs time on the pitch to appeal? Look into it before they go to the game.
The point I'm making. The decision board or whatever it's called, yeah, are not the people who get the appeal. They're not the same people. They're different.
JC said 2 Liverpool fans, 2 United fans, and 1 Arsenal fan on that appeal. According to
just quick, right? I'm looking at the Gusto one from the Villa game, yeah?
Yeah.
He gets the ball. If I remember correctly, he slightly slips, right? Yeah, I think he slightly slips. He jumps and then his foot goes from under him, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
He gets the ball and then the follow through goes on to the Villa player's ankle, yeah? I'm going to quickly run you through the VAR audio of this because it got released at the time because they do that program, yeah? The referee said the tackle's fine. The assistant on that side said, think it's a foul. Fourth official said, it's a caution for me. It's a caution for me, mate, as in it's a yellow card.
Yellow card, yeah.
Yeah, the assistant said, yeah, I think caution as well. Fourth official said he caught him at higher. So then VAR got involved, said, delay. I'm checking the foul. Assistant said, Gusto, yellow card. Referee said, yellow card, blue 27. VAR said, right, okay, show me point of contact, blah, blah, blah. And all that. So the replay operator showed the VAR the point of contact. Show me how far away he is from the ball. Here's a different angle. Okay, run that. I think he catches him. Actually, if you look at the angle, he catches him on it. It's quite low. It's on the side of the ankle. The only issue I've got is a buckling ankle. Yeah. And it goes back and forth. Recommend on-field review for potential red card, serious foul play, yeah? He caught him on the ankle.
Steven for a second. He'll be back.
So Gusto caught them on the ankle, yeah? And their initial thing was, it's a yellow, all this, yeah? And then VAR get involved. I recommend on-field review for a red card, yeah? But he caught them on the ankle after winning the ball. Gusto won the ball. You see him get contact on the ball and move it. And it's just a follow-through catches their player on the ankle. Yeah? Bruno's leg is up at knee height for whatever reason, whether he slipped or not.
He was all the way to the... Bruno's one was all the way close to the shin. I mean, the bicep. The bicep.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah? The ruling from what if I'm not mistaken, I remember hearing was that to be serious foul play and get a red card and stuff and endangering an opponent, you don't need to make contact. Well, Bruno's knees at knee height. That's endangering an opponent. So why was Gusto's one a red card? Yeah. And then, man, you can appeal this, whether there's contact or not. Yeah. Still endangering an opponent. Your foot's at his knee height, studs up, facing his knee. Yeah. Literally, the studs are showing towards his knee. And then they appeal it and it gets let off. Really? This is what we're doing now?
I mean, this is what we've been talking about all this while, and it has to do with consistency in the referees department, and it hasn't been solved yet. There's so many inconsistency, and I don't blame the referees themselves. Referee Howard Webb is the guy, who's also inconsistent. Howard Ward, right? He's also inconsistent in his days. Howard Fraud. Mm-hmm. I thought I was making a mistake here, but I guess you were also changing the name. But anyway, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from there. If I listen to Steven, I'm gonna end up being crazy over here.
Wow. Okay, bye then.
I don't want to get crazy right here, so I'll make things a little bit easier for myself. Steven, I'm gonna pick up Steven's word from here. He's doing my head in over here. All right.
Bruh.
Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna move on from there, guys. Keep dropping the like on the video. Keep dropping the like on the video. I barely say this because I don't want to say it a million times. It annoys some people sometimes, but we have to say it. One way or the other to get our videos out there, to get our likes and subscriptions out there. We gotta say it. We gotta say it. We gotta say it. We gotta say it. All right. All right, thank you for joining us here live on YouTube. My name is Nizal. My co-host is Stephen G, the man himself, in the building with us. So we bring you, sports programs and sports topics on this channel. Precisely, we talk about Chelsea a lot. But yeah, anything that is very, very interesting in the Premier League, we do talk about it. Yesterday, there was some Champions League games that took place. Champions League game, we saw PSG, Arsenal demolish PSG. And PSG, I don't know what's wrong with PSG. PSG hasn't really been that team. If I'm not sure we would have seen that performance that we saw yesterday if Mbappe was there and if Neymar and the likes of Messi was there. Do you think we would have seen that kind of performance? Or do you think that game would have been more hyped? It would have been hyped much better than we saw yesterday when Arsenal dominated PSG at the Emirates, Steven.
I genuinely didn't see any of the games yesterday, so I can't really comment on them.
All right, fair enough.
I was going to, but I saw a couple minutes, but I didn't see much more than that.
Okay. All right. I mean, I was just giving a preview of it. Arsenal really played much better. PSG was also good, but on the day they did not have, they couldn't bury some of their chances. But Arsenal did it again. Bukayo Saka, nice free kick, and it went straight to the back of the net.
That was lucky.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell.
He didn't mean to do it.
Reaction.
He didn't mean to do it. What happened there was he's put the ball into a dangerous area. Donnarumma's got put off. I have seen this goal. Donnarumma got put off because you had, I think it was 2 Arsenal players nearby, and they were literally like a yard in front of him, and it's thrown him off, and then it's gone in. But if they got a touch on it, he probably saves it. But because of
I mean, it's
those
one of those
players
things where
charging in, he definitely didn't mean it. It was definitely a cross that ended up going in the back of the net.
I agree because the body language, he was never expecting that to happen. It's one of those free kicks where you put the free kick in between defenders and would I say the attackers, where people keep reacting but no one gets on it, and then it ends up at the back of the net where the goalkeeper is also expecting someone to get on the header. Either his defender clears it or the attacking players heads it to the back of the net. So he's watching players and then end up passing him and going through the back of the net. And you can see Bukayo Saka's body action to tell you he was not expecting that ball to go straight into the back of the net. And then he took it. Like, I mean, it's happened. It's not something that they really rehearse it during the training ground and then implement it on game day time. Go ahead, Steven.
I said it is what it is.
It is.
Need just quick, right? Because I've just seen the Chelsea women's Twitter page post this, right? You know, Hannah Hampton, the keeper we got last year.
Yeah, our goalkeeper.
Yeah. So the Chelsea women's Twitter page posted 20 games, 12 clean sheets for Hannah Hampton. Yeah. All I'm gonna say is you've got a keeper like that. You've won 5 league titles in a row, and the media still don't have you favourites. Work it out. So, someone please explain. How would you have a keeper that's kept 12 clean sheets in 20 games? Okay, she joined last year, but including last year, you won 5 league titles in a row, and the media still go, "Oh, I think Man City are favourites for me." So what? How?
Look, sometimes I don't understand this. Some people are just naive, or either naive or just stupid, being stupid. Yeah, I think or they have agenda. Chelsea Football Club have dominated 4 times, winning the WSL
5 in a row.
5 in a row. Yeah, 5 in a row. Guys, if you're not familiar with the women's game, let me walk you guys through this. The women's league have been dominated by one club, which is Chelsea, just like how Man City have done it 3 in a row or 4 in a row. 3 in a row. they're thinking of making it 4 in a row. The women's team has been dominated by Chelsea. And if you look at what Chelsea have now compared to what they have last season, there has been a lot of upgrade in what they have now. And if you, as if a woman football expert or WSL expert, and you look at what Chelsea have now and what they have last season, and they were able to win it last season, and you cannot put Chelsea ahead of any other team this season for them to win the WSL, then I think that there's something really wrong with you. And I can give you an example. Sam Kerr was out the whole entire season for Chelsea women, and they still won it.
The majority of it, yeah.
Majority of it. Chelsea have upgraded their right back position. They've let some of the players leave the football club. Players like Jess Carter is no more with Chelsea. Players like our striker, I think he's signed for either Aston Villa or Everton, one of them.
Ow.
And they brought in what's her name again on the left hand side? He's I always forget his name, but is
What,
it
left back?
Bomata or something? He's on the left I think left wing. He's not left back.
Sandy
Baltimore. Crazy player, Sandy Baltimore. If you talk about skills and finesse, that girl is too much. On the left-hand side, they brought in Lucy Bronze from Barcelona, who won the Champions League 4 times or 5 times. Lucy Bronze is an upgrade on Jess Carter. Jess Carter was right back, right?
Jess Carter was, I think she
Right
played left
centre-back.
back, centre back, and right back actually.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not even
that's
joking.
An upgrade. You're talking about English national team, right back position. So she has international experience. She's got Champions League experience, and so many players that Chelsea have brought into the squad. This team, and also Champions League winner. No, this is not Emi Hay. Emi Hay has left the football club, and Chelsea have brought in someone, a manager who won it before, and now he has won it as a player and won it as a manager. And now at Chelsea Football Club, who has so much experience in the English Premier League, and you're telling me you can't put Chelsea ahead of Manchester City. What has Manchester City won? Because of what? Who?
I mean, trouble.
Who? One striker. If you're talking about Manchester City's team, you're talking about is it Boniface they call her? Khadija, right?
Shaw, yeah.
Khadija Shaw. One player. That's all you can single out. One player, and also one player from Arsenal.
You know what the media done, innit? The media they went out and they got Vivian Miedema from Arsenal, yeah?
From Arsenal.
Okay, let me put this to the media, right? That's all well and good, but you've got Bunny Shaw as the striker for Man City women, yeah?
Yeah.
AKA Khadija Shaw, yeah?
Khadija Shaw.
You've also, right? I don't know how they're going to line up this team, right?
CV is gone.
Oh, am I still here?
Yeah, you're not here.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to line up because, cool, you can
No,
say...
hold on.
Yeah?
You were gone for a second. So whatever you said when you were gone, we did not hear you. So I was like, you said, I don't know how they're going to line up, but how they're going to line up? I didn't hear anything.
I don't know how they're going to line up because you've got Khadija Shaw, aka Bunny Shaw, yeah? Which Miedema is a striker. She's sometimes a centre mid. She's sometimes an attacking middle disher. But you've got Lauren Hemp as well. You've got Chloe Kelly. You've got Khadija Shaw. Who else they got? Oh, there's another midfielder I'm forgetting. Jessica Park was good last season for them. Yeah, and also, there's one more. I can't remember the other one. But, bro, they've got talent, yeah? So I don't know how much of a difference Miedema's going to make for them.
All right, you tell me. If you take Bunny Shaw, if you take Khadija Shaw out of their team, when she got injured, that is why they couldn't win it, because she was injured for a while prior to the end of the season, and that's why they couldn't win it. So take her out of their City starting lineup, and look at what Chelsea have. Chelsea doesn't even have Sam Kerr now. They don't have Sam Kerr. They don't.
Yep.
They have what's the name again? Ramirez, right?
Myra Ramirez.
Myra Ramirez, and then who else over there?
Aggie sometimes plays her.
Aggie Beaver Jones. They got
Yep.
Aggie Beaver Jones, Ramirez, and Sanke, who hasn't even returned. So imagine if Sanke returned from her injury and start
Oh,
training.
we got
and
your
start
friend.
Oh yeah, the from the American.
Yeah,
What's the
well,
name?
we've got Macario as well, who's a
Macario.
striker. We got Mia Fisher as well, who I
Mia
think
Fisher
is
is not back,
as well.
also injured.
Yep.
Mia Fisher is also injured. But
even
JC,
if you just quickly take away the strikers, yeah, Chelsea still have Wrighton. They still have Lauren James. You've got, like I was saying, like Aggie's played like 2-3 different positions as well. She can play wide, she can play striker. Like the team's just too good, man. But
and also
the media
our
won't
woman,
listen to it.
our woman version of Frank Lampard. What's her name again? The Scottish midfielder.
Aaron Cuthbert.
Aaron Cuthbert. Yeah, what a player! What a player! JC said I just noticed that Cassidy gave a press match, official press conference. He surely must be starting. That's what we're talking about, JC. We did talk about it. That not always that a player. If you guys remember, Viega also have his first official press conference where there were so many questions asked. But I love Viega. Viega's English is much more. You can tell that the nerves, Cassidy was very, very nervous in how he was talking, and the English was not fluent. But he can speak the English, but the nervousness also set into his that press conference, and you can tell that he'll get that confidence, he'll get better. But it doesn't mean. But that's what I was saying, that Stephen, if Cassidy is going to be on the starting 11 for Chelsea, and probably he might be the guy who will be starting for Chelsea in that position. So if you look at, I think Stephen closed it. If you look at the tactical board, I was thinking of why don't you put
because I've got to go in a minute. That's why.
Yeah. All right. So we're about to wrap up anyway. Guys, so please. I don't like saying this. If you haven't dropped a like yet, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, because I know you guys really enjoying the conversation. You like what we're saying. Yeah, we know what we're talking about. We just go over the men's game. We talk about women's game because we watched it. I watch lots of the women's game. You'll be surprised how much women's game that I watch. Sometimes if let's say Villa and Brighton, or maybe Villa and would I say Southampton are playing, I'll choose the Chelsea women's game over that game. Yeah.
I mean, I watch the Chelsea women's games if I'm home, regardless of what Prem games are on. Or the best ones are when the women's games are on like BBC One. I can put that on my laptop and then I can watch the Prem game on my TV, and then I can look between both. They're the best ones.
Yeah, I do watch a lot of games. I've watched pretty much almost all the women's game this season. I've watched almost every game. Yeah, I've seen pretty much almost all our women game. The one against either Aston Villa, against I can't remember the other team, but we're pretty much almost all the game. The 9-0, the 7-0, and all of that I've watched, and I was asking for more goals, and they did it for me within the face of 20 minutes against the Aston Villa when the game was about
the Chelsea women, you were saying
then the goals started banging and coming. And then like, whoa. What just happened?
We went live and they were still banging in the
Sonia Bombasta, Sonia Bombasta doing? What's she doing right now?
I said at Chelsea, it reminds me of, you remember Chelsea men when we had Ancelotti and we were battering teams 8-0, 7-0, 6-0, 8-0, 7-0, like every game near enough for like, I think there was a stretch like 5 games we banged in like 6+ goals under Ancelotti. And then last game of the season to win a league, we wrapped it up by smashing Wigan 8-0. I said it kind of reminds me of that, where it doesn't matter. It's just absolute ruthlessness, because you never know if it's going to come down to goal difference. Like last season, it could have come down to goal difference. Actually, it did come down to goal difference in the women's game last season. And I think Chelsea won it by like 2 goal difference. So you have to be ruthless at times. And it reminded me of that. It was, bro, even in pre-season, we played Feyenoord and we battered them like 7-0 or something. No, 7-0 or 7-1, something like that. It's like, it's a preseason friendly. You can relax a bit. You don't need to keep battering in more goals. Like, there's no need. But from that, I was like, okay, this has got to be ruthless. Like, we just got to smash teams, like, big score lines.
JC's wondering how many games do I watch in a week. I'll start from Saturday. I'll start from Friday. A lot of time Fridays, Bundesliga is right there. I watch Bundesliga, so I take one
Bundesliga
on
or the
Friday.
women's.
Bundesliga or the women's game. So either the women's game on Friday or the Bundesliga on Friday, depending on the game. The Bundesliga, depending on the kind of game it is. If it is like Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, I'll watch it. Or if it's Dortmund and Leverkusen, or Dortmund or Leverkusen, if it's a fixture is more intense, I will watch it. So I'll say in the average four. I won't say four. On Saturdays, I'll put the one game on Friday. One game on Friday. Saturdays, 3 games. Saturdays, I'll say 4 games. So Saturday, early kickoff, which is my time, very early in the morning. You're talking about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. So I watch one game, early kickoff. Also depend on the fixture, and most of the time the fixtures are good. So early kickoff, Chelsea or maybe Liverpool. If it's one of the top teams, I will watch it. So I'll
could get a couple games in this Friday.
This Friday.
This Friday, you've got Napoli Como 5:30 UK time, so 30 minutes before we go live.
That'd be a good game to watch.
Then
Napoli
between 7:45 and 8 o'clock, you've got 7:30. You've got Augsburg versus Mönchengladbach.
Nope, I won't watch it. I won't watch that one.
7:45. There's Hellas Verona versus Venezia. There's Marseille versus Angers.
Take that one out.
There's Leganés versus Valencia. Or there's Sunderland versus Leeds.
Sunderland Leeds. I love to watch that one.
8 o'clock UK time.
Yeah.
So that'll be about
Leeds.
4 o'clock your
but
time.
But between those two, I'll take the Napoli Como. Napoli Como, my interest.
No, that one's 5:30. That's what I'm saying. That one's 5:30. So you could do that, and then you could do Sunderland Leeds, basically.
Okay. So yeah.
Because by my time, it's 5:30 Napoli Como, so 30 minutes before we go live. And then we're about to hit 7 o'clock. So an hour's time from now on Friday, Sunderland versus Leeds.
Okay.
And Sunderland are top of the championship and Leeds are 4th in the championship. So it's not like bottom of the championship battle. It's like right at the top end.
JC, if you say the week, are you counting the weekend included, or just the week, Monday to Friday, or is it from Saturday to Sunday?
Because a lot of the games happen on the weekend.
Weekend. Okay, if you say, let me go. If you say weekend, I'll start from Saturday. Saturday, if you're talking about matches, I'll start from the English Premier League. I think there's a comment. It's 7 days. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of games. 7 days. Okay, let me start from Friday. I'll start from Friday. At least I watch one game on Friday, either the women or the men. I pick one. Usually they're almost the same time, around 3 p.m. my time. So I pick one, either the women on the men's game, or either I look around different. I watch a game on Friday. Then after that, Saturday early kickoff, one in early in the morning, which is around 6 a.m. And then also usually 10 o'clock my time, you got multiple games going on. I pick one of them.
3 p.m. UK.
3 p.m. That's my time around. Yeah. That'll be 8 p.m. your time, right? That'll be 3 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 p.m. my time. I pick one of them. No, it won't be. It will be 3 p.m. your time. That'll be 10 o'clock my time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because, for example, this weekend there's Man City versus Fulham at 3 p.m. There's Arsenal versus Southampton, Brentford Wolves, Leicester Bournemouth, West Ham Ipswich.
So yeah, within those games, I'll pick one. Then after that, there will be one game that will be played. Then I also watch those games. So in all, I have 3 games that I'm going to watch. 3 games
3 on a Saturday.
In a day, Saturday. So 3 games on Saturday, 1 game on Friday. Then after that game, there will be a Spanish La Liga. There will be an Italian league. So I pick. Usually I watch Spanish La Liga because I got ESPN. So I watch Spanish La Liga on the ESPN. So in all, I'll end up watching how many games? Is it 5 games or 4 games? 4 games on Saturday.
4 games on a Saturday.
Then after that, I have a college football. That takes 4 hours a game. After that, after watching the 4 games on Saturday, then I have to wait for my time, which is around either in the afternoon or in the evening around 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. One game, which is college football, either with Michigan State or Wolverine. Either with Michigan State, the Spartans, or the Michigan, which is the Wolverine. I have to watch one of those games. Then Sunday night football, I have to watch either Thursday or Sunday. I have to watch the Detroit Lions game.
You try to watch 2 Prem games though, innit? On Sunday, there's normally
on Sunday
2,
too.
so you try watch 2. There's 2 or 3. You try watch 2, innit?
Yeah, Sunday too. We have one early kickoff, and we have later one of the late games. So usually 2 games on Saturday football, and sometimes there could be other games in the other leagues like Germany, Spain, and France. So I also pick one of those.
Just quick,
so also
on
3.
Saturday, you've got a good one in Spain on Saturday, because I know you're probably looking. 8 o'clock, Real Madrid versus Villarreal. It's 2nd versus 3rd.
Oh, that would be mouth-watering game to watch.
That's 8 o'clock my time, so about 4 o'clock your time.
Yeah. So yeah, JC, if you look at it, these are my schedules. And football, if you talk about football, one game, American football, one game takes 4 hours. So on Saturdays and Sundays, I don't go anywhere. I'm just stuck to my my TV. If you have to do something, the family thing, then it means that we have to go to K-Wings. K-Wings is an ice hockey game, beautiful game, nice and cold, and you can see people fighting on the pitch. They're allowed to fight. If you want to see, football is not interesting. And if I talk about football, soccer in UK, what they call soccer or football in UK, it's not interesting. Now it is. If you want to see when football was very interesting in the UK, was 20 years, 30 years ago. The likes of what do you call it?
Keane.
Keane of Manchester United, and Vinnie Jones, those era, and Cantona, those era, when you see action. Now there's no action in football anymore. But if you want to see the real action, you got to watch American football. Yes, you see tackle. You got to watch American football. And you also have to watch ice hockey, which is similar to football. The only thing is they're using rollerblades and they're using hockey sticks. That's the only difference. And the difference also is the referees allow 2 people to fight. They're allowed to, not just 2 people. You're allowed to fight. And you can see the fans in these on the stand side. Every team has a player that fights for the team. So when the game is, it reinforces those kind of physical contact.
They're literally called the enforcer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So when time comes, they allow them to come on the pitch and then come on the ice and the hockey field, which is very icy, and then come in, they take off the helmet and then boom, some have it on, and then boom, they're punching each other, and it's just nice it's very nice for the fans to watch. That's why they always go there, because it's more entertaining. It's just like you're watching professional football, but then you see 2 people going at it. They're just giving punches here and there. You can't throw your leg because you fall. You're on ice. You're gonna fall. And I love it.
You could end up cutting the person, and it's not very good.
Yeah. We remember a couple months ago, a guy threw his leg and it killed someone. He had the blade on his neck.
Yeah, I think it happened in the UK. I think.
Yeah, in the UK. Yeah, ice hockey in the UK. The guy I don't know.
I don't
what
think
he
it was
doing.
intentional. I think he just accidentally caught him. I don't think it was an intentional thing. I think it was one of those freak accidents that sometimes happen.
Yeah, thank you very much, JC. But this is my schedule. I'm a very, very busy sports guy. I love sports. And I didn't even add this, JC. I didn't add it. 10 o'clock in the evening, fight night. It's fight night in the evening on ESPN, where it's been sponsored by Bob Aaron. Yeah, Bob Aaron. Yeah, the guy that hosts the what do you call it? I forgot the name of it. One of the programs, sports, boxing on TV. So yeah, I'm always there. I don't watch UFC. I'm not a fan of UFC. I'm a fan of boxing because I used to be a professional boxer.
Do you know what I sometimes watch now? So Sky Sports, they do a thing called Friday Fights, yeah? So it's different martial arts. I think there's 2 or 3 different martial arts, and it's like a mix-up throughout the card. So you'll have some that are Muay Thai, you'll have some that are MMA, and then I think you have some that are kickboxing, and it's all on one card. So sometimes I just sit here on a Friday watching that because I'm bored. I'm like, I'll watch a bit of this because it's just something different. It's like it stops me being bored. But yeah, I've got to hop off. I was meant to hop off a couple minutes ago, and
Steven,
go
I'll
and
catch you on the
get
other side. I'll catch you on the other
Mhm.
side. Still, Steven, the thing is not going through. The thing I've been doing the same thing. Remember, it was going through before we went live, and
No, it was working at one point. I noticed it
yeah,
working at one point,
yeah.
and then it's like part way through it just didn't work. I don't know what it is.
It did. Oh, tell me if you can
It
hear
did
it.
for a
Can you hear
bit.
this? Can you hear it?
Yes.
You
But it
can.
was like that earlier, and then at some point it cut out because I couldn't hear it again. But at the
Yeah, I
start of
do.
the stream, it was there for a while.
But I don't know if guys, please, I want to do this exercise. I want you to help me out. If you're there watching right now, please, I want you to do some exercise. Let me know if you can hear any music playing from the background. Please. I have my side chain on, so I'm going to play music from the background. I want to know if you guys can hear it. Please give me a thumb up or a thumb down if you can hear any music playing from the background whilst I'm speaking or whilst I'm not speaking. One of them, please.
Entombed in my mind, can't see.
Let me know if you can hear anything from YouTube. All right. Thank you very much. I can barely hear. I don't know if it's really working or not. So sometimes I do replay the videos and replay everything back and get to know if everything is working right on my site. So this is
Yeah, it
something
was
called
working at the start of the stream, and then I didn't know if you'd just turn it off, so I didn't comment on it. But it wasn't for a long time. I think it was only the first few minutes it was working.
okay. So what happens is when you're speaking, I have to mute it. When I'm
Mhm.
speaking, there's
And
something
then you
called side
forget
chain.
to do it, basically.
Yeah. So appreciate you guys. I want to love you forever in the building. Thank you guys. Guys, please like go along with keep dropping your like on it. She said, big up New Zion. Sorry, I've been busy with medical stuff and haven't been able to join us much lately. I hope everyone is doing very, very well. Yes, I really appreciate it. Yeah, and I got your message a while ago. One of the streams where you did message us regarding your health. I hope that you're getting better, and the whole family is also doing well. Thank you very much for your support as usual, all the time on this platform. Thank you very much. JC said, "Nee, have you heard of a player? Is it Atus Silva? Is it Silva? Is it Silva? I'm not so
No
sure.
idea.
I haven't heard the name. JC,
Me, I'll
what
speak to you
what game
later.
does he play? Is he a footballer? Oh, sorry.
Are you good?
Yeah, I have a side chain on, so when you start speaking, it
Oh,
brings your voice down.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll speak to you later because otherwise I'm
Okay,
gonna get
Steven.
shouted at. So I better
All
go.
right. All right. It's okay. It's okay. I'll catch you up another time, Steven. Thank you very much.
Right.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I try.
All right. Thank you. All right, so Steven has to leave for a second, so I'll be here for a little bit more before I help off. JC, I'm not so sure of the player, but what does he really do? Does he play football? Does he play soccer? Does he play hockey or boxing? Which of them? JC? Help me out here. Steven said, yeah, they can hear it. Okay, yeah. At this time, this is when you need your side chain on because I need the background music because I'm all alone over here. Thank you, but I can have it on when I have two people on the show because you guys will not be able to hear him very well when I have the music playing in the background. Guys, let me know if the music is too loud. I have to control through the music and the studio here. JC said, "Is that done?" No, JC, it's not done. JC said, "Oh, maybe Teddy. Is it Teddy Blogger? Let me search that. Some people, I don't know. JC, help me out with the sports. What kind of activity, sporting activity, do these people perform? Maybe you'll help me figure it out if I can figure it out on the stream here. But I'll take the last one. Let's see if I can find it."
Can't sleep, I'm rotting in my bed.
Oh yeah, his ice hockey and Teddy. He plays for the Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver. See this one. Let me explain it. Um, JC, America is so huge to the extent that almost every city have its own local hockey team. So the Vancouver, the one you're talking about, is a pro, and that is the NHL. That is the pro hockey league. But I watch more of the either either I found on ESPN either the Red Wings, Detroit Red Wings are playing. Then I watch Detroit Red Wings. But if they are not playing, I usually go live because the Kalamazoo K Wings are very very close to me. It's just about 20 minutes drive. So I drive there, go to the stadium. But Detroit Red Wings are they're about an hour away from me, and I don't want to drive an hour out and an hour back home. So I visit the one that is more closer, and it's pretty much very, very entertaining. The place is jam packed; it's full with the local people because what you have to remember is these local leagues feed the state league. You get what I'm saying? We have the Grand Rapid hockey league hockey team, and then we have the Kalamazoo K Wings, which is Kalamazoo Wings, the team. So they are wings. That's why we have the Detroit Red Wings. They all feed these teams are the feeder club for the pro league in Michigan. That's why the league is very very strong. So here in America, there's so many sporting activities on every Saturday and Friday. So yeah, that's why they have so much money here, and because there's something for everyone to participate in. Teddy Stanley, the Stanley Cup champions. Yeah, Vancouver. Yeah. I know much about them. I know much about them, but I watch more of the local leagues over here. So yeah, guys, I really appreciate everyone time that you have spent with me over here. It's very very entertaining. I love it. We're gonna move on from there. JC, much love to you and your support for this channel. Chelsea Perspective, as usual. I want to love you forever. You too, and so this as usual. Also, you all the time supporting the channel. I know you're not there right now, but I have to, give you or shout out your name here because you do a lot for this platform. Thank you, JC too, as usual. When he's free, he will be on the studio with us, discussing. So yeah, we look forward to tomorrow's game. I don't know if I can do a watch along or not. I'm not really a fan of watch along. I used to do it in the past. The only thing is I can't pay attention. I don't get the joy or the excitement from doing the watch along whilst I have to concentrate and talk to you guys at the same time. I have to concentrate on watching the game, and it takes some steam away. The steam is sometimes I can't interact with you guys that you're watching it very well. But I have another idea of a watch along, and that will come in the future in terms of how I set myself up and how I interact with you guys with 2-3 people in the studio doing the watch along. That will be a different idea because I get tired of doing this. You get what I'm saying? But I'll do it in a different way where I have the table and the scoreline right on my screen instead of the way I used to do it. The other way is a bit boring. I want to change it and have the scoreline and the team lists and everything right on the screen this way, right on this section of the screen. So it will be right there, and I will be in a different section. It's much more better, my own way of doing it, and that's something that I'm trying to work on in the future to enhance my watch along streams. All right, so JC said, great stream, brother. I really appreciate it, brother. I try. It's not that easy. Most of the time we outside the UK get criticized a lot because imagine if we're all to live in the UK. If I have to get up early in the morning at 5 to 6 a.m. in the morning and create a content, put this kind of content up, that shows my dedication. That shows my my interest of supporting Chelsea Football Club. I don't make a penny from this. So if someone hates me for or maybe criticize me for thinking I'm making millions on YouTube, no, I don't. I don't. I just love what I'm doing. It makes me feel good for coming over here, sit down on this chair, and to talk to people regarding football or soccer in the UK. But if I was in the UK, I would have done more in terms of going to games, match day vlogs, and those things. So the UK fans have a little bit of advantage over us. The only time that I shows my elbows and I have my chest out is during preseason because the UK fans are not in America, and most of the preseason is hosted here in America. That's when I can also, but still not easy. It's still not easy compared to the UK fans. You know, with UK fans, it's like driving 10 minutes or 20 minutes away from one location from Chelsea, Stamford Bridge to Fulham, from Fulham to West Ham United. They're just so close. But if with me, if the preseason is right here, I have to drive 12 hours, one drive away to maybe North Carolina, or maybe Florida, or maybe New Jersey to go and participate or watch Chelsea game. That is not an easy 12 hours away and then 12 hours back. Most of the time I drive. 3 years ago, I have to use a plane, and plane is very expensive also. So the dedication that we here in America that we put into what we do here as content creators, it's not that easy. But we don't get that support from the UK fan base. You get what I mean? They either go against us, as they always think that, okay, because we're not leaving the UK, and then we don't go to we don't go to the stadium and watch games all the time like they do. So they are the main supporters and we are not, which obviously that is wrong, because you know paraphernalia and jerseys and things that we buy it from the mega store. Yeah, we have the mega store. We buy it from them. They ship it to our house. So why don't we participate? How many people can get into Stamford Bridge? It's only 45,000, or maybe for this 45 to 46,000 people. Stamford Bridge is not 80,000 capacity stadium. That's what they're trying to do right now. So imagine all the supporters in this world. Everybody wants to be in Stamford Bridge. Would that be possible? No. Some has to go and do it. Some has to be outside the stadium and support the team. And some of us have to be by the TV, because we watch the game. There's something called TV right. When that money, if I pay the TV right to the cable company, it goes to Chelsea. Chelsea gets the money from TV right. Aston Villa, Man United, all from maybe Sky Sports. Those that sit home in the UK, they're watching the game through Sky Sports. The money that they pay to Sky Sports also paying that money to the clubs, because they have to own that right to be able to air the game on TV for you to watch it. So we also contribute. CBS, NBC, SN, what else again here? Peacock. We pay for Peacock. So all the money that we pay to these companies are going to the pocket of Chelsea. So we contribute from that distance. So that's why we're calling on all the UK fan base to support us, the long distance content creators, because we put in the work. Not all of us get that billions of money from YouTube. No, we don't. But we invested a lot into what we do. That's what I want to. That's how I want to end the show here. And I want to tell everyone, we are getting close to 4K subscribers. It's been a long journey, a hard work. Sometimes we don't sleep. We sleep 3 hours and we're up again, because 5 hours different. We in the UK, it's 5 hours different. Where I am is 5 hours different. So if UK game is just playing early, have an early kickoff, I have to wake up. I go to bed very late, so I have to wake up like 3 hours to 2 hours time. I go to bed around 1 o'clock in the morning from staying the night, especially Saturdays, watching all the sports. And I have to go to bed at 1. Then within a few hours time, I'm up again. Back to where I started from. So that's a lot of hard work, but I don't regret doing it, because I love the game. All right, so this is where we're going to end the show today. I really thank each and every one of you that have made this possible. Thank you very much. I'm going to end the show with one of my favorite songs, Make Me Move. Make Me Move. If you love that song, enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping light.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you very, very much. Enjoy the last the music that I have on this on the show. Enjoy it, and I won't be back again. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye bye for now.
Paint the sky, only you. You make me move. You make me move. Last forever. Hold tight, hold tight. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Baby, light, paint the sky. Open to us. Baby, light, paint the sky. Only you.